We're doing that, and here we go. Evoh versus Diaz. We're going to be covering all three of those today. And both Evoh, Diaz, and Cosmic are right now fighting for a closely fought finals spot. And Diaz starting off with a bang. Coming off from outside of the net, finding a beautiful angle. That's a difficult read for the defender. Nicely popped up high. Doesn't look like it might be going in, but he's found it. Diaz has been obviously a player that we saw come into fruition, and this is why in the last event, his long pitch air dribbles, his full pitch air dribbles make him so dangerous because he can just take possession of the ball, take it all the way to his back half, and then still score on you. So it's really difficult to challenge the play if it's in your own corner. But Evoh's come to play. Beautiful off the wall. We're going to have a pause. And yeah, he is indeed lagging. So we'll have a pause. We'll head back over to this. Sorry about that, guys. You're gonna have to look at my silly face. All right. We're going to have to recreate the server. So let's bring the music up. Oh, stage 3 playoffs is the overall final playoffs? Ah, that makes sense. Yeah, well the thing is we get them to test the server. We may test. We start at all right, we're back. Oh, and I haven't pressed this thing. Oh no, you guys are gonna miss the kickoff. Oh, I'm a terrible streamer. I'm a terrible streamer. We get through. Man, tech pauses are hard when you have to admin and cast and manage your overlays all at the same time. That's very difficult. We'll do a little ping check. Ping's looking good. 88 ping there. All sorted, all resuming as normal. Yeah, so some of the servers that Diaz gets a little bit higher. Now he is from northern Brazil, or somewhere in Brazil that gets a pretty good connection to the US, maybe compared to some. So he's got 88 ping, whether maybe some other Brazilian players would be looking closer to 120 ping. I was surprised that Diaz went that route, and I think he was expecting that backflip to cause all of his momentum, and to be honest, surprised it didn't, but he will get one off the kickoff, so keeps it nice and tidy. No, you didn't miss the first 2 goals, Zane. We had a technical pause and resumed back at 4:20, as that was when we had to pause to create a new server. Rules are that, because we don't have, or I don't have access to logs and everything, goal stands as of the call of the pause. Pause on goals. And that's how it went. Diaz wasn't... It was just a rough server for Diaz in the end. No like actual problems with his connection. 50 that leads to the goal lead here for Diaz. Three minutes remaining now. Early lead. Diaz. Oh my, what a save from Evoh. And that might allow him to get on the counter-attack here. Bit of a breakout. Diaz is upside down. Is he going to call a pause or something? Oh, he's got a little bit of a net connection, but hasn't said anything just yet. Might have to wait for a goal. Maybe it just sorted itself out. Is Brazil like Australia? Jake, one of my co-casters from Australia, always has his net go out randomly throughout casting. I don't think I've ever gone run without it. Oh no! Diaz had so many flips. Worked it out nicely. Couldn't quite find the net, so even gave up on the recovery, seeing that Evoh had the goal. When Diaz is unable to execute quite so nicely, there is certainly a opening, but usually he is so accurate with his plays. He had some really incredible musties and musty fakes. And that was his main focus in the past. But this time he's just been going straight for the flip resets, and maybe Evoh a little bit more ready for those than players were last week. We'll see if Diaz does kind of turn that around, go back to his old style of that aerial attack. The musties to keep people grounded. Oh, good first touch from Evoh. Gets the follow-up. He forced Diaz up on the backboard. Don't know if Diaz really should have been up there, but I think he just expected that touch was harder than it truly was. That lays it open for Evoh. Might be able to get the early start here. Except it's a kickoff goal over to Diaz. Second kickoff goal now. Diaz has been dominating on the kickoff. So many of these bouncing off the wall behind Evoh, making it very easy for Diaz to get a couple of goals, and that's the only reason that he's still in this game. He's going to get another one. The chance. Flip reset. One. Doesn't really go for too much and looks for the 50 at the finisher. Oh, good beat, but Evoh should be able to get back. No, he can't. Diaz takes the lead. And that was all from the kickoff again, so despite not being a kickoff goal, it is showing the domination off the kickoffs. Now Evoh's going to have to figure out just some kind of strategy. He's been completely minced once again on the kickoff. Didn't get through the ball. Have a look at it again. Look at that. He's so sideways to the ball that he's almost always going to leave it behind him. He's cost himself off the kickoff. Another one. Diaz just playing fast, seeing the Evoh. Took it a little bit more relaxed on his way. Fast kickoff. Fast flip, I should say. Diaz would have been happy if Evoh did speed up. I don't think he was necessarily noticing that. He's going to be a perfectly fine kickoff regardless. Diaz showing his 1v1 acumen. Still haven't got to see too much of him in threes just yet. But this kid's unreal. 15 years old. Already great at ones. Perfect flip reset from Evoh. Just tipping it at the very end. Excited to see how Evoh does in threes as well, in RLCS, I should say. And we're going to get a next call, so 8-5 will be the final. So when ready. We'll just leave this up for a little bit because Diaz has to go sort out his internet. Something like that. He needs a minute. Yeah, I managed to get the Diaz matches. Last time, people didn't want it, and I was all up in that biz. This time, I got a bit of an earlier choice, so I was able to take some Diaz. I thought I do like to see 6 different players and kind of talk about them across the day. But in this case, I didn't. There wasn't really a good way to have 6 different matchups. 6 different players in the matchups with what had already been chosen by a couple of people. So decided to go this route. We'll cover Diaz, Cosmic, and Evoh in a 3-way round robin. Especially important because Cosmic and Evoh are at the bottom of the table in terms of players fighting for the finals. So these group stages, every single win, very, very important for them. So Evoh, not the favorite here, of course, because Diaz did do so well in the last event. Came second. But he has done great things in the group stage. His biggest problem has been his kickoff so far. 2 goals in 13 seconds. Completely abandoned the play on that one, and Diaz good enough to read out the defense. This is a danger spot. Diaz so good at dribbling from that back wall. Not this time though, and Evoh should be able to counter. That is one of maybe the dangers for Diaz. If he misexecutes on those plays, which realistically he's been misexecuting, or he hasn't been able to score against Evoh on so many of those plays. Some of that I think we've got to go credit to Evoh's defense, but he hasn't quite been as ingenious as it has been in the past with those long plays. Evoh's got to be the one to take that ball back this time. Doesn't have that full court dribble over Diaz, who's attempting to steal a boost. Should probably know that Evoh still has plenty, and that's going to be a quick one. Just needs to get through before he spawns and ties it up again. You see, really, it looks like Evoh has the advantage, and the play is kind of in the midfield, has a chance to develop. But Diaz so good on the kickoff once again, obliterating Evoh, but not quite finding it off the wall, so it makes it a bit harder. Evoh makes another save. Good defense on the line so far, but how many can you save? Diaz quickly, sharply turning that one over a flailing Evoh who had very little boost left. Pre-jump, fake out. Diaz is not going to mind. He's happy to commit into some of those plays and know that if it goes wrong, he'll probably at least get a 50. Evoh's figured out maybe one little strategy here to beat out Diaz's kickoff, and that's just to rush straight to the ball afterwards. Picked off or flipped straight into the area that would get popped over to Diaz with the demo. Maybe saves his life because he'd get beaten. Oh, big pop off. Evoh, he's in trouble. Diaz is breathing down his neck, manages to recover both of them and avoid the demo. Evoh has 100 boost. Diaz didn't get that side boost at spawn just behind him. Does get the corner and reaches the ball in time. This is starting to get a little bit more tense and a bit more of a crazy battle here in the midfield. Diaz gets the boost. And that's left Evoh with an empty tank, having to keep the ball away from each other. Diaz wants to end it right here, right now, with a full pitch play. Can't achieve it, and once again gets counter-attacked. Evo's been shutting that play down. He's read him like a book and tied up the game. What a passage of play lasting about 2 minutes. And eventually leading to Evoh eking out the goal. Diaz, I'm still waiting for him to just those long plays from his own back half to just have a bit more of a threat out of a musty or a fake threat more than anything else, because he's been going straight for the flip resets. He hasn't been faking too much and forcing Evoh into awkward positions to have to try and read it as much. And Evo's done very well against the straight flip reset plays and reads there. It's been probably his specialty throughout this game so far, this series. So just keeping control in the midfield. Good beat again. Really recognizing that Diaz was trying to rush that one. Multiple times now Evo's done this really controlling match for Evoh, but the big thing is he now has to sweat every single time he gets ahead. He has to sweat out on this kickoff, because Diaz can score from these kickoffs so easily, and he's just absolutely won that by a mile. Evoh has not got the chance to get boosts. Diaz is not going to help him either in that regard. So now Evoh has to back off. Diaz has the full pitch, so much space to work with. This is where he is good, but he just goes for the early flick, try and keep some pressure on. Maybe he was hoping that Evoh hadn't been able to get that boost, keep it high. He knew he got the corner boost, but whether he was able to keep that corner boost and get some more pads to keep him filled up. Now Evoh has plenty. Ooh, tough position and done very well. Evoh put Diaz into one of the most incredibly tough spots. With the ball right above Diaz, you don't know if Evoh's coming down to bump him. He has to find an awkward angle up to the ball, and in doing so, leaves him wide open for the dunk. And huge credit out to Evoh here on, despite still being rough on the kickoffs, figuring out a way to not get scored on, to dampen Diaz's follow-up play. So the kickoff still going so well in favor of Diaz. Still the same one. Oh my god, another save. Evoh, you can't flip reset on him. You got to do something else. You got to find a new way to get past that defense. Fortunately for Diaz, he didn't commit so hard that he couldn't get back this time, or that would have certainly been the end of the game. But the way that Evo's controlled this game, exactly right. So hard to score on him when the ball is kind of just hanging out in the mid, and Evoh should be very pleased with this game. Pleased with the goal. Diaz is going to call for next. I have to pause it first. Going to call for next. 7 seconds. He can't handle it. We head to a game 3 tied up. And very, very interesting now. Because Evoh is starting to counter, or has countered a few of Diaz's best plays. And that is the kickoff and that long play. He still found some success, Diaz, through his... oh, okay. Well, Not ideal from Evoh. He still manages to make the save. He's managed to do well, Diaz, sometimes when he's got some of these faster attacks. And keeps hounding Evoh out of boost. Right here should be a goal. Yeah. Get him low on boost. Keep it low. Keep some follow-up touches. Keep it close to yourself. Evoh always in an awkward position. As long as Diaz can stay behind that ball and cut off any pop-out angles. A couple of his best tools in the arsenal have been shut down. Oh, Evoh in an awkward spot, but Diaz may not have had the boost to quickly get around it and put a shot on. Perfect touch there, though, as Diaz flips through the ball to get possession and flips through at the same angle to get the boost. Can Evoh make the save here? Faked out. That's what we know from Diaz. Finally brings the fake play. Has the flip reset. He's used it every single time so far. And this time keeps it there. And he also fakes out the fact that he can get underneath that ball and line it across the ground, which has been one of his most common plays so far in Salt Mine 3. Throughout Stage 2. Here we go. Kickoff goal for Evoh. The first one for him in 3 games. This time the ball settling right in the mid. Keeps just enough boost. And look at that. How close was Diaz to getting that backflip challenge off. As expected. All still going in Diaz's favour, but this time Evoh now is chasing the ball with his flip. Nice little extra touch. Unfortunate for Diaz, but Evoh will take it. Nice and high. Diaz goes up early. He pulls out, which may have been the mistake in the end, but hindsight, of course, is 2020. Not going to say it was the wrong decision from Diaz necessarily. Another shot. Evoh off the kickoff. Oh, what a turnaround this is. Evoh with 2 kickoffs in this game. He's found a way to freeze it rather than Diaz, who likes to slam it through the sides. Get the follow-up afterwards. Will it be another one? This time Evoh actually managed to get a bit more of a neutral bounce off the side. It does go in favour of Diaz. And up high, Diaz's zone has 1 flip reset, has the second, follow-up, pushes it, gets the goal! Double flip reset. And the extra little sauce, the mustard at the end. Just enough to beat out Evoh. Tie it up. Ooh, you got our battle. This is probably one of the best series in terms of just closeness between these two that we've seen, despite both players asking to forfeit in the first 2 games. They really only got away from either of the players at the very end. Diaz figuring out that Evoh is trying to freeze the ball. Oh no. We're going to pause that one. Mind if we roll that goal back? Yeah, I think that's obvious. I should have said mine, because yeah. We're going to have to do this once again. As soon as Evoh gets back. Whoa, that's loud. Right. I'm going to unpause and get going. And back into it. Alright. It's tough. It's tough out here dealing with tech issues. as the commentator and producer. But we managed to get through, and so did Diaz. He gets the goal anyway, and this is a worrying sign for Evoh fans. Oh, he's just so good with it. He's got the fakes. This is what he's been missing the entire series so far. This time, gets the flip reset, doesn't use it, and looks to use it as a fake on the half volley play. And you saw Evoh took that hook, line, and sinker. Turns out that he wasn't going for it. Makes players look a little silly at times, but the thing is, you have to almost make just a guess, a 50-50 gamble on whether he's going to do it or not, because you know he'll be able to execute it if he wants. Fake has so far been much more successful than the actual execution of the shot. And now Diaz back up into the air, flip reset. This time he tried to change it up by taking it high. Perfect recovery. Landing on the back of the wall and managing to get that before Evoh. Another go. This time tries to go fast, and Evoh should get the counter off that one. Yes. That is the one problem there, is that if he doesn't execute, or if Evoh is able to make the save, he should have the advantage on the recovery most of the time. Have the boost advantage, because he's just stayed on the ground. We'll stay quite close here. Can we please keep this in English? Thank you very much. Just because I can't moderate if it's not in English, and I don't have any moderators. I know we got lots of Diaz fans here, as you should be. I think everybody should be a Diaz fan, even if you're North American. He'll be playing in South America throughout the RLCS season. Just such a great story. Another one of those 15-year-olds that come out, and Diaz to me at least, and I think most people, has really come out of the woodwork. A real surprise factor. Only just turned 15, but realistically, I don't know too many people were talking about him. But now he's going to be one of those must-watch factors in the following year. See what he can achieve. Here we go, Evoh may be able to bring it into one. Still a tight battle between these two. Evoh, a lot of what he has to do is just simply shut down what Diaz is attempting to achieve. Will lead to a goal. Those two kickoff goals for Evoh. Will it continue? This time Diaz manages to not just get the kickoff he likes, but also push through the ball to the ball. It's where Evoh's been good, and there we go. Around follow up, just beats out Diaz, ties up the game. Oh boy, in what is the match point decider. It is staying at 6 apiece. Quick turnaround from Evoh. He's very good at reading when Diaz is about to challenge, just popping it past him. May also be the slight ping advantage helping out there, because you got to think that just that little tiny bit of delay for Diaz, maybe on some of these plays, could have allowed him to get some semblance of a touch on it. I think that just really leans more into Diaz's playstyle. He tries to stay very far away from his opponent more than anything else. Evoh now just doggedly attacking, not giving up. He has to go off to get boost. Can he get back in time? It's past him! Diaz gets the lead. 18 seconds left for Evoh. Just a little too greedy for that boost. Diaz turned it very quickly. It's up to Evoh win off the kickoff, and he hasn't done so. Once again, that Diaz kickoff. He's missed the shot, though. Evoh will get boost, but he's flipped straight through the ball into the wall. Will he try and make this 2-goal comeback? 9 seconds. 1 kickoff goal. This has to be it right here. Diaz goes for the fake. He's got around it. He's got 24 boost, but Diaz catches up to the ball. That should be it. Diaz goes to match point. I don't think Evoh understands that, because maybe of all the tech pauses, that the series isn't over, or he might just be going off to change his car. That'll be interesting. We'll find out in a second exactly what Evoh is doing, but but Evoh's back in, and he's ready, and we're good to go. Apparently, before, when Evoh disconnected, his PC froze, and he had to restart the computer. So shout out to Evoh for being able to get back in on that last tech break so quickly. He was able to just... He must be, I don't know, on a supercomputer or something. I feel like I can't start my PC. I'm on a SSD. Can't start my PC and get Rocket League open and get it in the time that he was able to do so. He has changed cars, but he was in the Fennec before, right? He's just changed decals. I don't know. I'm a little bit mind boggled. Was he in the Octane? He was Octane? Okay. He was in Octane before. I don't quite pay enough attention to the cars, but I knew that it was different. He was Octane. Okay, thank you guys. Yeah, he did change car. We'll see if that makes the difference. Diaz high, has the flip reset, uses it to just get the 50, and oh my, that's a nice variation out from Diaz. Flip reset, keeps it a little high just to delay Evoh's challenge a little bit. Crunches through the ball with the flip. This is the danger zone. Diaz up high, has the bump, and it's just going to roll in. Tough for Evoh there. And this is where Diaz is at his best. It's so fun to watch. Evoh's a great player, and it may sound like I'm being very biased through this, but Diaz is just so fun to watch. It's so hard not to get behind him and enjoy his aerial plays, his aerobatics. Aerobatics actually sounds great. I'm going to go with aerobatics. His acrobatics in the air. So fun. And you can kind of understand how Evoh feels. It's almost like, okay, I just defend this out. I just got to defend this out. Very difficult task. It's like a boss battle in its own right. Trying to keep your own save. And you know that if you can save out one of his bigger plays, you should be able to get the counter-attack and some opening. The other thing is if Evoh can get it out into midfield, keep a little bit of control of the ball, he's had some advantage in that area too. So it just feels like it would be so stressful to play against him as Evoh in Evoh's position. Just knowing the kickoffs keep going against you. Diaz has been so strong on the attack and you're just trying to hold him out, and every single little mistake or misread you play on what has to be pretty outrageous defense at times, it's going to cost you a goal. But here we go. That's what I was talking about. If you can manage to defend him out, the counterattacks are very, very open. Massive credit to Evoh on his flip reset defense so far. It's just been the fakes that have been able to break him. Justin, I think you're absolutely right. He says that Evoh will get better if he grinds ones, and there's just been a few little moments of his plays, especially the kickoffs early on, that have been costly. If he didn't get kickoff gold in the first game, then he'd probably be 2-1 up instead of the other way. But he has massive credit to be able to get so good at ones early on in his career. Proof is in the pudding in terms of ones players being successful on the international stage. Ooh, Diaz goes to the fake again. Evoh, can he quickly get it? Yeah. Or Diaz gets back, and a little bit surprising. Diaz didn't need that extra goal, and he really did push hard for it. Evoh's kickoffs are a problem since he's been in the one set. I mean, it's pretty obvious, I guess, at the very start how side on he was to the ball, that he was going to lose the kickoff almost every single time. We also haven't seen too many variations throughout this one, but this is a kickoff goal. A little bit of a mistake from Diaz, flipping past the ball. I think he wanted to flip towards the boost, get some contact with the ball, put it out of scoring position. I will give credit though, Evoh has gotten better at kickoffs just throughout this series. I think when you're finally in a position where your opponent's able to score so much that he's winning the game, purely off the kickoffs, that you at least need to adapt. So there's been other players in Salt Mine 3 who have struggled to even adapt their kickoffs and have just been completely beaten out the entire series. Evoh's managed to think his way through. Smart player. Has shown throughout this series the intelligence. And Diaz has faked out on that play maybe just a few too many times that Evoh is now playing for it. Because the last two times he played specifically for the touch and got scored on. Now, minute 17. Evoh, he's in trouble. Oh, it goes the other end. Try to stick close to Diaz, not give him room to take the ball high. And outpaced a little bit without any boost as well to challenge. Off over to Diaz. Didn't quite get it past Evoh. I think if that was on target, Evoh gets a touch. Diaz does love that backwards challenge. Maybe he had to get around it for a shot too. Evoh, it's actually underestimated challenge there, as he was challenging for a potential shot while also making sure he got some contact with the ball. So if he didn't get any contact, Diaz would end up faking him out. And he's done it again. Diaz plays his card like and loves to go for that early challenge, that backwards challenge. And Evoh, if he sees it, he's going to beat it. Do we find a game 5 at the very beginning of Salt Mine 3? Salt Mine 3 Stage 3. Salt Mine 3 has delivered so many game 5s and game 7s and closely fought battles. Shows the amazing state of North American 1v1s. Maybe as well just how much these players are grinding. Nerve factor as well has to come in. One's nerves is there. Oh, speaking of, Evoh tried to rush that, seeing that Diaz had taken himself out of the play. Shot on. It's going to go wide. Can he get the follow? Diaz just manages to get a tip. That was the chance for Evoh to take the game. And now he has to go to the kickoff. It goes against him, but he manages to get the bump. Diaz has stolen all the boost. Evoh has to defend on barely anything. Still no boost, manages to find 12. Diaz in the air, looks for a tipper, and another incredible save using the post for Evoh, but it's not over yet, and Diaz beats him out. That's a tough loss for Evoh, because he had that chance in the end of regulation time, a couple of little chances But as soon as it goes to the kickoff in, Diaz, he took a grip of that 1v1 match and did not let go, did not let Evoh get above 12 boost at any point in time, and Evoh had to go for a crazy dive. I think this is a really nice match from Diaz, because he struggled really early on to find that variation